The F-14 Tomcat is a flying death trap that should have been retired decades before it actually was, and if it faced a modern Su-27 today, it wouldn't stand a chance. But there is one classified reason why the Pentagon is still terrified of this retired relic falling into the wrong hands, and I'll reveal that chilling secret at the very end of this video. You've seen Top Gun, you've heard the roar of those twin engines, and you think the Tomcat is invincible. But the reality of aerial combat is far more brutal than any Hollywood movie could ever depict. We are talking about two of the most iconic air superiority fighters ever built, designed to kill each other in the cold skies. One is American, the other is Russian. Let's find out who truly wins. When the F-14 first hit the deck of carriers in the 70s, it was like something from a science fiction nightmare for the Soviet Union. It wasn't just a plane, it was a mobile missile battery designed to wipe out entire formations of bombers before they even saw a blip on the radar screens. The secret sauce was the AWG-9 radar and the massive Phoenix missiles, which could track and kill targets from over 100 miles away. Imagine being a pilot and dying before you even knew there was an enemy in the sky. It was the ultimate long-range sniper of the heavens. But the Tomcat had a dark side that the Navy tried to hide for years. It was incredibly difficult to fly, prone to catastrophic engine stalls, and demanded a level of maintenance that would make a supercar look like a reliable economy car. While the Americans were perfecting long-range sniping, the Soviets were busy building a monster specifically designed to eat the F-14 for breakfast. Enter the Su-27 Flanker, a masterpiece of aerodynamic engineering that defied the very laws of physics. If the Tomcat is a heavyweight boxer with a long reach, the Flanker is a martial artist who can move in ways that seem impossible. It was built with one goal in mind: total air dominance through sheer agility and raw power. The Flanker's ability to perform the Cobra maneuver, where it literally stands on its tail in mid-air to let an attacker fly right past, changed the game of dogfighting forever. It didn't need to hide behind long-range sensors, because once it got close, the fight was essentially over. You have to wonder, could the old-school American tech even keep up with this Russian nightmare? Let's talk about the raw stats, because this is where things get truly heated and controversial. Both of these titans are fast, pushing past Mach 2 with ease, but they deliver that power in completely different ways. The F-14's variable geometry wings were a stroke of genius, allowing it to sweep back for high-speed intercepts and spread out for low-speed carrier landings. It was a jack of all trades that mastered the art of versatility. On the other hand, the Su-27 was built for sustained high-G turns that would make a normal pilot black out in seconds. It carries a massive internal fuel load, giving it a range that puts almost every Western fighter to shame. You might think the Tomcat has the edge with its carrier-based flexibility, but when you're 10,000 feet up with a flanker on your tail, those fancy wings might not save your life.
The real battle isn't just about who can turn tighter, it's about who can see first and kill first. The Tomcat's radar was a beast, but it was analog and aging fast compared to the digital revolutions happening in the East. The Su-27 countered the American long-range advantage with something sneaky: the IRST system, or Infrared Search and Track. This allowed the Russian pilot to hunt for the F-14 without ever turning on their radar, staying completely invisible to the Tomcat's early warning systems. It's like a hunter in the woods using heat-seeking goggles, while the other guy's walking around with a loud flashlight. If the flanker gets the first shot without the Tomcat even knowing it's there, all the Phoenix missiles in the world won't matter. It's a terrifying game of cat and mouse, where the cat has thermal vision and the mouse is screaming. So, can the Cold War legend still win today? If we took a modernized F-14 and put it against a base model Su-27, it would be a bloodbath of epic proportions. The Tomcat's ability to network with other ships and planes gives it a tactical oversight that the Flanker simply can't match on its own. However, the world has moved on, and the Flanker family has evolved into the Su-35 and the Su-57, leaving the retired Tomcat in the dust of history. The F-14 was a product of its time, a glorious, expensive, and deadly machine that guarded the fleet with iron resolve. But in the modern era of stealth and electronic warfare, even the mightiest legends eventually run out of sky. It's a bittersweet reality for aviation fans, but the throne of the skies is a throne that is constantly changing hands between the hunters and the hunted. Now, it's time for that disturbing secret I promised you at the start of this video. The real reason the United States military didn't just retire the F-14, but actually shredded almost every single one of them into tiny pieces is because of Iran. They are the only other country that still flies the Tomcat, and the Pentagon was so terrified of spare parts reaching them that they literally destroyed the Legend to keep it out of enemy hands. It's a tragic end for such a magnificent aircraft, being ground into scrap metal to prevent its secrets from being used against us. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and join the elite few who truly understand the world of high-stakes military tech, you know which button to click. Join the ranks of the informed by hitting subscribe right now. The next mission is already cleared for takeoff.